By YouTube comment request,
Okay.
we are here at the WMFabrication booth. So walk us through what you have here.
Yeah, so right here is a remake of the original Jam Squat.
Right.
So I used it a few months ago at one of my buddy's house, fell in love with it immediately. And I said, I gotta build it.
Okay.
So, but there were a few things that I wanted to upgrade on it. One of them being the bearings, because on the original, they're welded on. So if one of them ever breaks, or if you ever want to change the color or the powder coat or anything, you're screwed. Like the bearings are welded on, you can't take them off.
Right.
So I said, well, we'll make these removable. So I upgraded those, upgraded these, upgraded those.
Okay.
And then also on the original, this bottom stop is fixed. So some of the shorter people, they bottom out every rep.
Right.
Every single rep, they're bottoming out. So to fix that, they'll stack up boxes.
Right.
Put 6 inches of boxes on there, then they don't bottom out.
Right.
But with this one, you just adjust that up or down.
And I guess if you wanted to, could you just drop it all the way down?
Actually, no. So that's about as low as it
Okay.
can go, just from the design of the machine.
Okay.
Once it goes too low, this will just kind of gets it in a weird bind.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
just
Right.
kind of the way the machine is, but also got the Vulture Hookup underneath.
Right. Yeah, I see that.
So cool multifunctional piece.
I think any home gym piece of equipment seems like it has to have a Vulture mount
Oh, yeah,
nowadays.
it
So
does.
You have to
It's a
have
good
that.
touch. And it's so minimal to add it on too. Like it's not, you're not redesigning the machine. It's just
Right.
a mount and a hook, and
Right.
that's it. It's so
Yeah.
simple.
And then speaking of stacking up the boxes, I know exactly what you're talking about because I've used the original
Yeah,
and I had it back in high school. It was in the field house.
gotcha.
And the short guys had to stack boxes,
Yep.
like you were saying, or else it would bottom out. And then can I just hop in here and give it a test run?
Yep, hop
Okay.
in there.
I have
And then,
to
you know,
let
if
it
you
down a
used it
little
before,
bit.
you know how to use it.
Nostalgic.
Oh yeah.
Flip the little switch.
Full range of motion.
Feels just like the old days.
Heck yeah. That was the goal. Wanted it to feel like the original, maintain all the same proportions,
Right.
but just make it smoother.
Right. Okay.
And I got some cool ideas that I want to do to it also to make it kind of into a Viking press too. So I've
yeah,
been
I can see
cooking,
that.
been cooking some stuff up in my brain. So,
When can we expect to see those?
oh gosh,
Putting you on
I
the
don't
spot.
know. I don't know.
No,
We'll
no,
see.
no
There's-
timeline.
There's so much
tuned.
stuff going on
Right.
that I can't give timelines. Like
Yeah.
there's just so much going on
I
between
understand.
these two machines, and especially this one.
Okay.
I mean these are going to be getting all the love for the next few months.
Right.
As far as builds go.
Okay. And speaking
So-
of these two machines, let's
yeah.
move
So
down
this
the line.
this is the Quadfather. I've
Okay.
named it. Figured that'd be a pretty good name for a
Yeah.
leg extension.
I like it.
So my goal with this one was to make the best leg extension with no compromises.
Right.
I didn't want to make it a compact piece to
Right.
try to squeeze it into a small space.
Right.
And I didn't want to make it a simple piece to fit a small budget. Like it,
Right.
I just wanted no
Yeah.
compromises.
So just the best.
I built it for what I wanted.
Yeah.
And I said, this is what I want. So that's exactly what I built. So you got the adjustable linkage here to where you can adjust the starting position,
Okay.
to where you can adjust your stretch. That's a good kind of a mid-range there.
Okay.
So yeah, that's in the middle. And then
Okay.
got 5 different seating angles too.
Okay.
So I've kind of got it in an acute position right now.
Right.
And just to kind of keep you wedged into the machine and just locked in, like you're not going anywhere. But that's going to be 90 degrees, just like any other
Right.
regular leg extension. And got the seat belt too.
Right.
But then back
How
to
far
the-
does it go back?
all the way.
All the way back.
All the way back.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yep, full
So-
stretch on that.
Lay all the way back, pull the leg pads all the way in,
Yep,
and then just
And
go ahead
you're-
and expect not to be able to walk tomorrow.
correct. And
Okay.
you're getting a stretch that you won't get on any other piece.
Okay.
Like I would probably almost guarantee that.
Okay.
Like-
And so let's experience the stretch.
And if you want me to push the linkage down further, I can.
Let's do it.
To where you can get,
Let's do
you
it.
want to go all the way.
And
First time going all the way.
pull these guys up a little bit. And it's very simple to understand because, I mean,
It is.
having never even seen this machine before, you can pretty much look at the knobs and know exactly what you're adjusting. Okay.
And it's simple enough that if you don't know what to do immediately, you can just screw around with it.
Right.
And just figure it out.
That's a stretch.
It is a stretch.
I love it. So
Yeah.
then we have the dual loading horns on each side
Yep.
so that we can change the resistance curve.
Yep. So this one is going to make it taper off a little bit more towards the top.
Right.
And also, just loading it out this far just adds a little bit of extra weight. Like
Right.
it adds a
Do
significant
you know
amount.
what the ratio is if they're loading one horn versus the other?
I don't.
Okay.
I need to get a crane scale and measure it.
Right.
So definitely planning on doing that.
Okay.
But
Very cool.
yeah, I'll let you try just the regular too if you want to.
Sure.
And I'll just change that one so you can see a little bit of the difference
Okay.
between the felt weight on it.
And then we'll test out the seat belt as well.
Buckle up.
Oh, maybe I need to lose a few pounds. I got to let it out a little.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Feel the difference?
Mm-hmm. And do you have a price point on this one?
Yeah, it's $4,300,
Okay.
and that'll be before shipping. So
Okay.
43 plus shipping,
Got it.
and it is launching on Monday.
Launch
So
on
it'll
Monday.
be, yep.
Okay.
So I'll start taking orders
You've heard it
from
here.
on Monday. What is that, the 3rd?
Yeah.
I think.
Okay.
Something like that.
And then there's this guy.
The biangular row.
Yeah, I saw you working with this one with somebody else a minute ago, and my interest is already piqued.
Good.
So one thing that I noticed, you have the thigh braces here.
Yeah.
Never seen that before on a row machine.
Yeah, that's original to the Magnum that this was modeled after.
Okay.
So this was a custom commissioned piece that based off the original Magnum biangular row. So he said, I want isolateral moving arms and also a grab handle.
Right.
Because the original, both of these, you can't separate them. You have to do both arms at the same time or drop the weight
Right.
and do single arm.
Okay.
So I basically took from here back is original. From here forward, everything had to be redesigned.
Okay, got it.
So you can look at it if you're a collector and say, I see that that's based off the Magnum,
Right,
but it's so different.
right, okay.
So, but it still has a very similar feel with the strength curve on it, how really heavy in the stretch and then tapers off towards the top.
Right, okay.
Yeah, that's probably my favorite handle position there.
That's a good stretch.
Crazy stretch.
And I love this being that the back being a muscle that, or well, all of the muscles of the back being muscles that respond particularly well to the stretch.
Oh yeah.
And then this one, with pulling movements in general, that's the hardest part, is getting that last little bit. And so since it tapers off a little bit at the top, but
Yep.
then gets heavier for the stretch, you'll be able to get a lot more reps out of this
Oh yeah.
and really just torture yourself. in
I will
that
say
stretch
it does
position.
get rough real quick.
Right.
You start stacking reps up and it gets rough.
And then can we lock that together there?
Yeah. So
Very simple.
locks up
just
like that.
flip it over. And then you have your standard bilateral. Okay. And both modes feel really good.
Oh yeah.
Price point on this guy?
This one is 4,200 plus
Okay.
shipping.
Okay.
And this
And-
one is currently sold out, but I am taking names on the wait list for the next run.
Okay, cool. And I really like just the raw, freshly welded look on this one.
Me too. I've had so many people come up and say, can you just leave it like that?
Yeah,
and I say,
just leave
I
it like this."
wish I could, but it's gonna get covered in rust.
Right.
But I even had somebody say, like, they have a climate controlled building, they'd be fine with it getting a little bit of rust on
Yeah.
it. And I said, well, I think I'm gonna have to experiment with it.
Yeah.
I kind of want to build another one because this one's sold. So I got to bring it back, get it powder coated, and then send it off to them. But
Right.
I'd love to do an experiment and just see what happens with it. Just see how
I guess
it
you
kind
could
of.
just clear coat it to get the best of both worlds.
I could.
Protect it from the rust, but then you still get to see the kind of raw look to
Yeah.
it. So it could be a good middle ground. But
Oh, yeah.
I appreciate you showing me around.
Yeah, thank you.
I like your stuff you've got here.
Appreciate it.